Today we're tying the Peyton's Redfish shrimp. This is a great pattern. It has several different color combinations, which I'll show you, and hopefully we'll see a little clip of a video of us fishing it. Here we have the materials. We're using a Mustad 34-07. I'm tying today a number 2, but you can use a smaller hook. The thread that I'm using is 210 denier. You can use red or black. I think I've used red today. And for the tail, I'm taking barred marabou. You can take any marabou and just use markers and bar it if you want. Then I have taken fox fur in this particular example, but in other examples I've used crab fur for the wing, and then for the body I'm using a large chenille that's referred to as estaz, and then epoxy eyes for the front. And I didn't put on this particular slide, you're using dumbbell eyes also, just to weight the hook, and then barred centipede legs for the legs. Alright, here's the thread that we're going to place on the hook. And what we're going to do is we're going to start somewhere a little bit in front of the point of the hook, move back to the bend, and then move forward, and then begin tying in the marabou feather. Once the marabou feather is nice and tied, you can go ahead and clip it, and then cover up any of the marabou stems that are still left, the shank. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll tie eyes on the hook. Here's these epoxy eyes with red color that I've put on here, and then you put the second eye. If you notice that the marabou feather is a little fluffy, after you clip the monofilament on the eyes, you can go ahead and moisten the marabou just to make it a little bit easier to work on. Or if you want, you can go ahead and do that before you even get started. We'll go ahead and wrap the eyes really good, and here you might want to put a little bit of super glue or Sally Hansen's hardest nails, anything that you believe might seal everything and keep the thread from unraveling or getting damaged with a toothy fish. Next, you put the estaz on the hook shank, and you're not going to do anything with it at this particular time, so you might want to put it on the material holder. Then what you're going to do is tie in the dumbbell eye, and so what you're going to do is wind your thread forward. You notice I didn't go all the way, left about 1/8 of an inch, and then that's where I tied the dumbbell eye. And then if you notice it's a little shiny, I put a little bit of Sally Hansen's hardest nail, but you can put anything else. Now what will happen is, as I tie the chenille or the estaz, it'll bind to the shank of the hook on the thread, and I'll move it forward. You notice when I move it forward, I don't go all the way to the eye, tie a few wraps up there in front, because we got to leave some room to put in the legs. So for the legs, you'll take a 4-inch piece of barred rubber leg, and then take it and make it half, and then clip it, and you'll wind up with 2 pieces of barred legs, which you will place one on one side. Use loose wrap so you can make adjustments, and then put another one on the other side. Then what I'll do is I will hold the 2 legs and then move them back toward the hook point, and wrap the estaz in front of it as such. Here's a top view, and of course I've tied it over, and here's a side view. And if you notice, in this particular case, I have the thread in front of the eyes. I mean, you can actually do the next step behind the dumbbell eye, but in this case I've taken it in front. Then what it will do is we'll take a little piece of craft fur or red fox fur uh, to, uh, to to add as a wing. This is a good contrast between green and red, so we'll go ahead and continue now to tie it very tightly and use cement. If you decide, and I have put before, a wheat guard, you can put it up there in front, and that's why sometimes I tie the craft fur behind the eye just to give me a little more room for the wheat guard. And then once it's done, wrap it and whip finish it. Put epoxy, or I'm not sorry. Well, you could put epoxy, some cement, and you're ready to fish this fly. Here's some different color patterns, some different variations. You can see the reddish ones with the orange barred marabou and black eyes, and I still use the red thread, but sometimes I'll use black thread. And in this particular case, I did tie the craft fur behind the eye, but I did not put wheat guards. Here's the chartreuse and red shrimp patterns, and of course here's the orange one a little bit closer. Anyway, it's a great pattern, and I suggest you give this pattern a try.